The thing with time trialing is you can only go as fast as you can go from A to B.
Professional cyclists prepare with meticulous detail when they take on a time trial course. But how will I, an average man, painfully average man, cope over a 32-kilometre undulating route? I've got a target time of 1 hour and 25 minutes. Will I beat that? Will I even make the end? And what lessons will I learn along the way? I just about conquered Covadonga. Surely a time trial wouldn't be too hard for me. Rowan Dennis did it in 37 minutes. I'm setting myself a generous time of 1 hour 25 minutes. Will I be able to beat it? I'm not entirely sure, but I'm feeling quite confident. I'm attempting the time trial course from the 2018 Vuelta, which is a very typical time trial distance, 32 kilometres, undulating but not mountainous, hot but not too hot.
When I woke up this morning, I tried to take on as many calories as I could. I'm wondering now if maybe I could have squeezed a bit more in, try and get that energy going. I didn't have a massive meal last night.
My fueling strategy wasn't quite what Bradley Wiggins had advised.
Maybe get a bit more sleep, eat a bit more than you would normally, and try and just get your mind focused on the kind of the pain you're going to go through maybe 5-6 hours time.
The first thing that became abundantly clear was that on my good but high street level bike, I was completely outclassed by many of the people around me, but particularly those on time trial specific equipment.
But I'll be honest with you, summer of poor diet, limited exercise, maybe one too many pints, has left me not as fit as I'd like to be for this challenge. Starting to lose touch with the group now. I think that means my pace is dipping off a little bit from where it should be. I'll try and catch up, but not in a sudden burst. I'll have to be gradual so I don't burn myself out.
I would always go on my watts, and I would have a figure in my head as to what I think I needed to average for the day and how I would apply that power on the terrain. So obviously on the hillier parts you would average more power, on the downhills you wouldn't average as much power, but the average over the whole thing would come out the same. So it was about going A to B as fast as possible and working out where you would lose the most time on certain parts of the course and maybe giving more effort to those.
I think I've been pushing too high a gear. I think it's more my cadence is a bit higher, my gearing's a bit lower, and I trust myself to keep that cadence high. That way I won't put too much energy through my legs. Be more about my cardiovascular fitness, which isn't the best either, but I think there's more chance of that surviving than the other way around.
At this point I'm trying not to push too hard. There are quite a few hills in the opening stretches. I'm trying not to burn out. I know I'm behind my target pace at the moment, but I purposely saved energy for the big climb in the middle of the route, which is where I'm going to make up the most amount.
This little climb's really putting me through my paces. I'm very glad I have been trying to pace myself, and I think this would break me at this point if I'd been going too fast at the start.
I know that my pace isn't that consistent because I keep on overtaking and then being overtaken by the same two people. You can see that their bikes are of a much higher standard than mine, but that doesn't seem to be having that much of an impact on the road.
The sun is absolutely beating down now. It's really, really hot. I imagine I've gone bright red. I don't have much water left.
I'm really getting some confidence on this climb, but just when I'm feeling really good, a guy on a time trial bike brings me back down to earth. I'm at the halfway point and there's a respite of a long downhill section, but as you can see, my descending position just isn't right. I'm far too upright. I'm creating a lot of wind resistance and really slowing myself down, even though it might feel like I'm going fast. Despite this, I still hit my highest speed of the entire trial. Just when I think I've caught up with my target time, I'm stopped by security, and this ruined all my momentum. Surely I'm not going to make my 1 hour 25 minute target now.
11 kilometres to go. There's light at the end of the tunnel now. At this point it's about trying to put myself as close to the red as I can. I'm really forcing out as much energy as I've got left. I'm sure my time won't be that impressive, but I want to know that I've done as much as I can to get around as quickly as I can. It won't break any records, but I want to be proud of myself. That's what cycling is all about.
That might sound like a good sentiment, but it's exactly the opposite of what Bradley Wiggins said I should have done at this point.
You can't really react if you're riding right on the limit of your ability. Where on that course am I going to make the most time up over my rivals? And that may be a 6 kilometre section that is uphill or slightly technical and down. You're not going to pull out 30 seconds on someone on a straight piece of road that's downhill.
Yet again I'm overtaken by the same people, which just shows my fluctuating pace and my lack of consistency.
5 kilometres to go. Come on. It's quite a tight turn. If I had to brake at those speeds, you can imagine what someone going at a professional speed would have to do. Now we've got another big straight here. Try and really ramp up the pace coming into the finish.
As I leave the town and head towards the finish, I know that I'm really pushing it to get in for my target time. Am I going to make it?
Really tight corner then, come into this last little stretch. I can really put the hammer down. I'm really trying to put the hammer down here. Get some pace up for this last little stretch. Been slowed down by security a few times. Slowed down by the corners even more. Slowed down by my own physical limitations the most. We're almost there now. I'm absolutely buzzing. Never quite sure I'd get here, to be honest. We've done it. It's pretty reasonable time for myself. I'm quite happy. Here we go. The finish is on the horizon. 300 metres to go. $200 metres to go. 150. 125. Come on.
As you can see, I'm absolutely knackered, but I'm still really happy with how I've got on. I already know there's so much more I could do to improve my time if I did it again. I could pace myself better, I could strategize better, I could get a better bike, I could get better gearing, I could have a better fueling strategy, I could descend better. There's so many things. But for now, I'm absolutely delighted and I just want to do it all over again.